Yo, what's going on today, guys? It is Rick here with RR Sports, and today I'm bringing you Ryan's top 10 favorite picks of the first round of the 2023 MLB draft. And I say it's Ryan's opinion because he made the list. 100% this is Ryan's list. I will give you guys my opinion on the picks, but these are his opinions. He wrote them down for me. We are going to make this video collaborative because, you know, he's really busy right now, and obviously he's the prospect guy on this channel, and you guys love his stuff. So I'm gonna make this about Ryan as much as I possibly can. I appreciate you guys that do watch my part of the videos on this channel as well, but let's jump right into it, guys. This draft was absolutely stacked, and super excited to talk about these prospects now. So coming in at number 10 here, guys, Teel came in at number 10. He's just an insanely good bat. He's a left-handed swinger, very athletic. A lot of people talked about him being overdrafted for the Red Sox here, and they weren't excited about taking a catcher that high in the draft. But I'm like, if you get a catcher, I mean, it's such a monumental position in any team if you're gonna have a good one. Like, look at Adley. They've already turned the page for that organization already since he's come up. Like, if you can get that guy behind the plate, like, it's so important. Think of any long-term franchise that's had long-term success. There's usually a catcher behind the plate that's been there. So we'll see. I mean, I think that the athletic ability of him is off the charts. Like, he plays left field as a catcher. I mean, it's a great thing to have when you're talking about a prospect. It's just athletic ability. He did have some ups and downs in college, yes, but kind of straightened it out that this year. Like, he was kind of trying to figure out how to hit for more power earlier in his college career, but then ended up this year just absolutely raking for Virginia. So I think he's kind of figured it out. We'll see. The only thing that we have to worry about is the wood bat. He did struggle in Cape Cod, which anyone can struggle in a summer league. I mean, it's possible, but very, very good prospect here. Coming in at number 10, Teel. And coming in at number 9 today, guys, we have Dollander from Tennessee, now signed with the Colorado Rockies. This is an outstanding pick. Chase might have the best repertoire of pitches in the entire NCAA. And that's saying a lot because Paul Skenes is definitely at the top of this list somewhere. But Dollander, he's got 99-mile-per-hour fastball, 91-mile-per-hour slider. He's got a sweeper. He's got a changeup. I mean, he's got 4 elite-level pitches that he throws for strikes, and he doesn't walk people. Like, he was 7th in the NCAA this year in K to walk ratio at 8.3. Fantastic numbers. I mean, what else could you ask for? I mean, 99 with a 91-mile-per-hour slider. I mean, that's going to be dominant at any level. The only thing to be worried about with him, because I do think someone with his repertoire, I think he's gonna make it to the majors pretty quick, as long as he doesn't find an injury or anything like that, because we know that's so common these days. But he's pitching in Colorado. We have not seen a pitcher pitch in Colorado successfully since... Can you think of one? I can't think of one. Like, literally, I mean, John Gray did okay there for a couple of years. I mean, Kyle Freeland's okay, but like, no one pitches good in Colorado. They're due to have someone figure it out, and in my opinion, it's gonna have to be a guy that has strikeout stuff like this. So we'll see what ends up happening, but he is an elite pitching prospect, about as high level as it's gonna get. So great repertoire. Comes in at number 9. And coming in at number 8 today, guys, we have Rhett Lowder out of Wake Forest. So Rhett and Paul Skenes had probably the greatest pitching matchup in the College World Series we've ever seen. We got to see the most elite of the elite pitching that you could ever see in college baseball against metal bats, and they didn't even give up a run, either of them. So what was shown in that game and just over his entire college career so far, Rhett, he's got a mid-90s fastball, where the mid-90s nowadays is nothing. So the fastball doesn't jump off the charts, but it's what it has to be. Like, you got to throw mid-90s basically these days. But what makes that mid-90s fastball look like a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, if not even more than that, is his changeup. His changeup is silly. It is stupid good. So We'll see. I think he is another guy. He could fast track to the MLB. Maybe you'll see him in the next year or two into the major leagues already, which I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that he's not going to make it there. Like, if you saw him compete in that World Series, like, you know that this guy is going to make it to the MLB. It's going to happen, but he's going to have to live and die off that changeup. It is a fantastic changeup, but if you lose the fuel of your changeup, things can go downhill quickly. So we'll see if he can keep it going, get a little bit better with it even, because, you know, at the next level, people are just so much better than even in college at elite level. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I do think Rhett Lowder is an elite arm. Do I see him becoming an ace someday? Potentially, but he's going to have to develop his other pitches, which they're not bad by any means. He's got a good set of pitches, but that next level, you can't just live and die off that changeup. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I do think Rhett here coming in at number 8 is a great pick. And coming in at number 7 today, we have a little bit of a wild card here. Meyer, coming out of high school. This guy here, big dude, 6'5", great mechanics. The mechanics jump off the table and sits 96 to 98. So absolutely fantastic already. Super young, obviously, but the mechanics, his arm looks live. Like, his arm is whipping. Like, he's got that beautiful 3/4 arm slot. He'll probably end up having some really good run on his ball. I think as a high school pitcher, this is not as good as it gets, because we've seen in the past better prospects, but like, for someone that's projected, like, the ceiling is ace potential someday. So we'll see if he can keep developing pitches. Obviously, high schoolers don't have usually electric 3-4 pitches. Usually they're like 1-2 pitches, but we'll see. He'll probably develop a few pitches in the minor leagues, and I imagine he's going to end up throwing at least 100 if he's already sitting 96, 98. So number 7 on the list, Meyer. And coming in at number 6 here today, guys, it's not biased. This is seriously not biased, other than the fact that we live on the West Coast and we've seen him play. Tommy Troy. So yes, D-backs drafted him, but Tommy Troy, it doesn't make a ton of sense unless the D-backs are planning on making him play third base or maybe first base sometime, which is fine, but I think he's gonna end up playing third base for him eventually. Tommy Troy is a great athlete, elite bat, can steal, and the number one thing that Ryan wanted me to point out here today, he faced 12 pitches this year, just like exactly 12 pitches that were over 99 miles an hour. He did not swing and miss at a single one, and he had an OPS of 1100 versus him. So this guy's got insane bat to ball skill, like 1100 OPS at 99 mile per hour pitches. Who does that? So we got to watch him a lot at Stanford, because we're on the West Coast, and when you got nothing else to watch at night, you turn on Pac-12 network and you watch some Stanford baseball. So the guy is an unbelievable hitter. I think he is an amazing prospect to go into the D-backs organization here, and I'm really happy with this pick for the D-backs. I know I'm talking more for the D-backs here at this point, but the D-backs need some more adult players. There's so many young high school talented players that they needed to go get a couple college guys and feed them into the system so they can speed up this process. 'Cause the D-backs have a chance to win a division this year, and when you have a chance to win a division this year, that winning window is starting to open. So you need guys like Tommy Troy who can maybe make it up to MLB in the next year or two and join the squad. So great pickup there for the D-backs. Tommy Troy, number 6. Coming in at number 5 today, guys, we have Walker Jenkins. So Walker Jenkins is kind of like the sleeper in this draft in a way, because he's that guy that was number 1 in his class ahead of Max Clark, but he got hurt. He made the U18 team as a junior in high school, and then he was going to make it again this year, but he got hurt, so he didn't get to make it again. Making it 2 years in a row on the U18 team shows how ridiculous of a talent you are. First of all, like, just to make the USA team almost guarantees you to the MLB someday. But this kid making it 2 years in a row, that's like projecting to be an all-star. That's like oh, that's ridiculous. But he was Gatorade Player of the Year in North Carolina, which North Carolina is a good baseball state, 2022 and 2023. He's a left-handed swinger, big kid, 6'3", showing power. I mean, there is a lot of projections on him that this guy is going to be an all-star someday. So we'll see. 18-year-old kid. Hopefully this is just like a one-time injury, but we've seen in the past where injuries just lead to more injuries and more injuries. So fingers crossed that he stays healthy, but seems like a ridiculous prospect coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have personally my favorite prospect on the list, Wyatt Langford. I don't think he's getting enough credit. I think he started getting a little bit more hype as it showed how good he was in the College World Series, but his bat to ball skill is off the charts. 56 walks versus 44 Ks in the SEC. I mean, we don't even have to talk about the power. In the World Series, he just was hitting tanks. And what's most impressive to me is he came into Florida as a catcher and left as a center fielder. What? Like, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, is he going to be a center fielder in the major leagues? I see him more of a corner outfielder, in my opinion. I don't think he has the crazy speed jumping off the charts, but that kind of athleticism, that's stupid. Like, I was a catcher, and you're going to tell me I'm going to go to college, like change my body style, and then go play center field? No shot. Like, that was just not in the charts for me at all. So it's great to see that his coach allowed him to do that and turn him into a number 4 pick in the draft. And man, I thought he was extremely like underrated, because I thought he for sure should have been drafted ahead of Max Clark. But Wyatt Langford, we're going to see him in the major leagues quickly if he can hit a wood bat at all. Obviously, there is sometimes that learning curve with the wood bat, but I don't think we're going to have that issue. The bat to ball skill, amazing prospect here coming in at number 4, Wyatt Langford. And number 3 here today, guys, we have Dylan Crews. Dylan Crews, can I just like stop talking now? Like, I feel like it's self-explanatory at this point. The dude ended his college career on a 75 on base streak, like in the SEC. Like, that's just dumb. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. One of the best talents we have seen in a long time. I will say I was a little underwhelmed with his College World Series. Like, I don't think he played amazing in it. I thought he played good. Like, his outfield was phenomenal, but I thought his hitting was a little lackluster for one of the best like careers in college we've ever seen. I mean, he won Freshman Player of the Year, and then came out and hit 22 home runs the next year, sharing the SEC Player of the Year, and then this year won the Golden Spikes Award, led the Division I with 71 walks, hit 426. I mean, you can just keep naming things and naming things and naming things. So that's why I'm saying it was just slightly underwhelming how he performed. Obviously, literally anyone can go into a slump. Like, you can be the world's greatest hitter, you're going to go into a slump. So maybe he had his slight slump, which he was still getting on base, which is, I wish I could do that in my slumps. I'd still be playing baseball. But this guy, he's going to be a stud. I kind of get like a Dansby Swanson feel from him when he was in college. Like, really good player, really good pop. Is it going to be enough to like transition? Because like a lot of people projecting him as like a plus power, and I'm like, he's hitting metal bats in college and not that big of fields. Like, is it going to transition to wood? Like, he's not that big of a guy. Like, he's 6 foot 205. Like, it's a good sized guy, but it's not like giant by any means. So we'll see if the power translates to the MLB, but like guaranteed, like he's going to probably be like a 300 hitter. Like, he is, and he's going to be a quick acquisition too. Any team, like, he's going to instantly be not right in the MLB, but he's going to be in the MLB very quickly. So I think we'll see Dylan Crews MLB probably in the next year and a half, 2 years max. So that's Dylan Crews coming in at number 3. And coming in at number 2 today, guys, we have Max Clark, the high school phenom, the Instagram star. He's already got 300K followers on Instagram. I mean, what else can you talk about this guy? I mean, I think a lot of people have kind of fallen off the hype on him because he kind of got screwed his senior year. This dude, he hit 646 with a 2000 OPS, which is dumb. but he only hit 6 home runs as a senior in high school, as one of the most highly sought after prospects in a long time, just because his social media presence is ginormous. Like, everyone knows who he is. He walked 52 times in 28 games. I can't even like say that without laughing. Like, that is one of the most ridiculous stats I've ever seen. That literally means he didn't get to play like half of his games. They were just walking him. I mean, you typically, like 28 game season, 52 walks, that's almost 2 walks a game. So like, he's lucky to get 1 at bat, and in that 1 at bat, he's getting a hit 60% of the time. So obviously some great skills in there. His defense is off the charts already. He looks like a very athletic, hard-working kid. He's jacked. Like, his quads, I mean, he wears a little bit too tight of pants, but you can see he's a jacked dude. Like, for an 18-year-old, he's got some serious muscle on him, and projections, I feel like he can be a star someday. It's definitely there. I don't love his swing right now, but that's irrelevant. He's so young. Someone is going to find every bit of good in him and bring it out in the minors. And as long as he stays out of trouble, I think he's going to be good. You know, he's been on this social media market for a long time, and a lot of people are talking about how he has a good head on him. So I think it's going to work out, but you never know. So Max Clark coming in at number 2, fantastic prospect. And coming in at number 1 today, guys, we have Paul Skenes. Paul Skenes, day 1, MLB ready. Like, I haven't seen a pitcher like him potentially ever in college, because usually that kind of talent doesn't evolve into it. Like, you usually have that talent in high school and you skip the college level. Like, him figuring it out like this at that level is just unbelievable. He has arguably the best fastball in the MLB day 1. Like, legitimately 100 to 102 miles an hour, and moves this much, and he dots it. His control is his number 1 thing. Like, usually a guy with that much movement on his fastball, you'd have to go, maybe he has to go to the minors and like figure out how to control it. 209 strikeouts to 20 walks. That's just silly. And like 15 point something Ks per 9, like, his stats were just the dumbest things I've ever seen. And he obviously is a competitor. We saw it in that amazing College World Series game we were talking about earlier in the video. I mean, there's nothing else to talk about with this guy. He should be on an MLB roster day 1. He's going to have to earn his spot at spring training, obviously, but ridiculous prospect. So that's Paul Skenes coming in at number 1. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Like I said earlier, these are all Ryan's list here. Wanted to make the video for him, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Let me know in the comments who your guys' favorite prospects are, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.